Shalom, shalom. Brother Amawam coming back with another video, giving all praises and due honors to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakudash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and honors and salutations out there to the whole free elect. This might be a quick video, or might go into potential other topics, but this is going to be on Venezuela. They recently had a massive back-to-back earthquake. Some say it was 3 earthquakes. They had like a 7.2 and a 7.5, and there was like 39 seconds in between each other. Whether it be Esau doing what he got to do with his harp, his weather manipulation or controlling the weather. He's doing this for an agenda. We know that this is of the doing of Yahweh Shemel Shah, because it's prophesied in the scriptures about earthquakes, in many places. And that goes to show you that we're living in biblical times, because the Lord told us before his coming. But Esau's world will have you believe that that's not going to happen. That you're crazy to think that the Lord is coming back. And if you do believe it, then you must believe that he's a so-called white man, which that's a complete and utter lie. So let's try to get in some of the details of this. Oh yeah, let's get this too. And this is judgment from the Heavenly Father, because if Esau did this with his heart program, this is a so-called natural disaster, we know this is of the Lord, man. Okay? And we know that the Venezuelans, or the people in Venezuela, they're Israelites, okay? Hebrew Israelites, man. Okay, of the Northern Kingdom. And that was part of their judgment, man. It says, surely Yahweh will do nothing. Wait, it's like verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahweh have not done it? So this is a great evil, or a bad time, man, that was done in Venezuela, man. Okay? That took the lives of many. And let me see. Venezuela Earthquake. This is a terrible judgment, man. Terrible, goddamn. Terrible judgment, man. Okay? And again, if Esau is behind this, he's obviously going to pay for it, man. Okay, that's one of his miracles, where he can basically, he can cause the earth to the quake. He can manipulate the weather. So it says up here, as of Friday, June 26, 2026, it's June. Approximately 50,000 people remain unaccounted for following the twin earthquakes in Venezuela. Though crowdsourced tracking sites have recorded over 57,000 people, it's like missing reports, with roughly 7,800 individuals subsequently located. Official figures vary by source, with some reports citing 41,000 missing. I seen like earlier today like 37,000, but that number obviously climbed higher. That's insane. That's insane, man. Missing, while others indicate the number could exceed 51,000. Okay, that's terrible. Okay, and over here it says Venezuela quake death toll reaches 920. And it's obviously going to continue to climb, man. But this is a judgment from the Heavenly Father. And I think when this earthquake happened, earthquakes, other earthquakes happening around the world. I believe like Japan, earthquake happened over there. I think California somewhere because it's on some type of plate or whatever or fault line. Yeah, I was just looking through this. Yeah, some of the and this goes in hand in hand with the oil, the U.S. Iran situation. Like it's a lot going on, man. That it's like you can't even keep up with it. I'm trying to get something. Let me see. They probably gonna have some good videos and images. Hmm. And it's another sign. This is the first full day of a global rescue effort is underway, as thousands have been injured after two of this country's strongest quakes in over a century. And over a century is 100 years. This is nah, okay, 920, same thing. Yeah, and they going under a political crisis right now and financial crisis. It says mounting frustration. Venezuela was already mired in political and financial crisis. Some residents are calling for civilian volunteers to help clear the breeze, saying emergency response is insufficient. Damn, of course. Global response: the U.S. military is on the ground for rescue efforts in Venezuela, where earlier this year special forces conducted a daily raid to seize then President Nicolas Maduro. A wave of machinery, supplies, and international aid workers is heading toward hard hit areas. I'm looking, damn, I'm looking at some images. Yeah, okay, some aerial shots. It says, read that already. At least 3,360 people are injured, and at least 172 people remain trapped under rubble of collapsed buildings. He said the tremors have affected at least 383 buildings, 13 hospitals, 25 shopping centers, and 100 well, it's like 1,002 other structures. He added. Rodriguez reiterated that La Guru Ara, if I pronounce, I probably butchered the hell out of that, but the hardest hit area is fully militarized, and he urged the public to not travel there. So this is just more hell, man, that the Venezuelan people are going through, man. More hell. Let me see what this is exactly. Yeah, great. What the hell is it? Yeah, this is a lot to go into, man, with this. I'll probably be here for hours. But yeah, let me go to the scriptures over here. This is Matthew's 24:7. This is the Lord, let me see. Yep, the Lord speaking. And I'm going to go to verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world, which is the end of Esau's world. I'm going to jump down. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, race wars, and that's what we have all throughout the world. Countries fighting one another. You know, and it says, and yeah, it talks about the wars and women's wars and kingdom against kingdom. We seeing that every damn day. Okay, the latest obviously is the U.S. and Iran. Okay, with them Iranians, they putting up a hell of a fight, man. It's another video I want to do. Basically, um, Iran bombed the shit out of one of the bases. And the U.S. had to recalculate what they had to do. They had to get the hell up out of there, man. That's why we in this basically this standstill. They talking about we got these agreements, yada yada yada. These deals, these ceasefires and all this other bullshit. Because they can't handle what the Iranians is giving these damn devils, man. They putting up a hell of a fight, man. So they had to rethink their strategy. They wasn't going to do what they did in Venezuela, how they swooped in and got Maduro up out of there. In Iran they killed some of their leaders, but they still fighting back, man. The Iranians, they haven't capitulated, and they not. And obviously one of them days gonna come where Russia is going to have to step in. Just when they had this ceasefire, this peace deal, whatever, the goddamn war started popping off in Russia and Ukraine. So it's wars and rumors of war, just endless wars, man. Kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in many places. Okay, earthquakes in many places is all around the world. Let me see. The initial event was a rare seismic doublet consisting of a 7.2 magnitude quake followed just 39 seconds, and people was speculating that's very rare that it happens. At 39 seconds, and then you just got another earthquake. That's why he was speculating that it's obviously these weather machines or programs that these elites be using. Behind the scenes, it says a 7.5 magnitude tremor. What's happening? Let me see around. Oh, of course, I fucking spelled earthquake wrong. Didn't even notice until just now. Alright, it says, in addition to the twin Venezuela earthquakes, two other major earthquakes struck different parts of the world within an 8-hour window on the same day. So again, what did the scripture say? In many places, diverse means many. Let's see. Kata. Of course, they ain't got it, but it means many. Let me see, it's NLT. Yep, it says, nation will go to war against nation. It's an NLT. And kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes. Famines. That's another thing. In many parts of the world, and including droughts. And you got the wildfires, you know, in many parts of the world. So when that earthquake, you know, happened in Venezuela, it said what? In addition to twin Venezuela earthquakes, two other major earthquakes struck different parts of the world. So again, just like the scriptures say, in many parts of the world, and that was a different part of the world, man. Like, come on, man. And that's just, man, one or a few of, gotta be thousands upon hundreds of thousands, probably millions of earthquakes that have happened, you know, throughout this time period. You know, so I say from like the, you know, late '60s to now, man. Why? Because it's a sign of the Lord's coming, man. It's just another token of the Lord's second coming, man. And this is yeah, did I read this? It says a 5.6 magnitude earthquake hit Northern California, like I mentioned earlier, around 8:10 a.m. Pacific time, causing some injuries and power outages. A 6.9 earthquake, which, you know, Japan has, like, you know, they boast in the earthquake technology. The Japan is like, you know, earthquake resistant. It says struck off the coast of Japan shortly after the Venezuela quakes, with no reports of serious damage. Now this is what the seismologist says. Stated, but again, everything is connected, man, because it's more signs, man. But they stated that these events were coincidental. There's nothing. There's no such thing as a coincidence, and not connected to Venezuelan disaster. To the Venezuelan disaster, as the tectonic stress from the Japan and California quakes were not transferred to Venezuela's fault lines. But like the Lord said, many, man, and this is just one day, man. We just talking about what, yesterday, what day is it, or today? What the hell? Goddamn Satan. This is Luke 21:11. It says things to come, and it says, and great earthquakes shall be in many places, and famines and pestilences. The fatal. I mean, come on, man. It just speaks for itself. Like, what? Then if it's man made, so be it, man. It still adds to what the Lord told us or foretold us before his second coming. And fearful sights. And that's a fearful sight, man. You know, that's dreadful, man. That's terrible, man. It's like to live through an earthquake, man. You know, that's terrible. That's fearful. Okay, that's one of many, 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 many fearful sights, man. Okay, or a tornado, or a tsunami, etc. The Lord has many forms of judgment, unlimited forms of judgment, man, and great signs. Okay, shall there be from heaven? You know, out of space, we see the chariots. Now they all, they do exist, aliens and all this other bullshit. Which, you know, they're the angels, but they're not gonna tell you that, man. That's something that they should tell you. It's like you already fucking inculcated us with this bullshit that, you know, alien about the green-eyed men, or not men, but monsters or aliens. Everybody already knows this already, but now you coming out, oh yeah, it's actually true. You know. But what about saying that they're, instead of saying they're green-eyed aliens, or whatever the hell you people, whatever, that they're actually black men? They're the angels of the Most High, man. That would really get the had a world in a frenzy, man, because you would be telling them the truth, man. But this world wasn't designed for truth to be told, man. It was designed to be filled with lies, man. Okay? So yeah, man, you seen everything, man. I mean, everything speaks for itself, man. Because the scriptures are speaking. Okay, the prophecy are popping off the pages. Everything is coming to life, man. You know, and then seeing is believing. Like it's all over. You gotta like, come on, man. You can't deny it. So with that, man, I'm gonna stop right there. Hopefully, that was edifying. Till next time, I say, shalom.